Sometimes we need to really feel the power within, not just recognize it, but really feel it. One's suffering isn't comprehended in the same way. We all face difficult times in different ways.
But I choose happiness over rage. I choose happiness over anger. I choose my own happiness. And it's been challenging to get to that point where I feel like I'm able to do that, because so much has happened. And when so much injustice has happened to you and you take it on as your own responsibility and it's your own fault, and you take all the blame for all of these things that everybody's telling you that you are, it's really difficult to overcome that, and it's really difficult to let go of the anger and the pain. And I never thought that I would be able to at one stage. I never thought that I would be able to just let go of how I felt, because I remember sitting in a courtroom when the judge said that my children would be adopted, and I wanted to jump across the table and throttle the social worker. And then the next time that I actually saw her, I went and gave her a hug.
I'm Clarissa. I'm a parent activist, relational activist, everything activist, a social activist, but I'm not the type to go stand outside court with banners shouting about what's gone wrong in my life and what should have been right and stuff. But actually I use creative methods. And I think that you need to remember that we're all human. You all go home to your families, you all struggle sometimes. You know, I think it's just important to recognise that when you're working with families, or when you're thinking of applying for funding, or when you're starting a new project, that parents need to be involved from the beginning. I was never asked what my hopes and dreams were of being a parent. I had hopes and dreams, like I had all these, visions of, doing all these great things with my children, going abroad, doing all these, and I will never ever get to do any of those things, ever. Like, it's just not going to happen. When was I asked? When was I asked what my hopes and dreams are? Never. And that's what we need to pull back to care, to love, to act. That feeling of loss, when we talk about connection, is what has led me to build so many positive connections with so many other people.
When I was pregnant, I had to have a pre-birth assessment, and the social worker who was doing that assessment said that when she was studying, she was taught that everybody has the capacity to change, and she has to believe that, because otherwise nobody has the capacity to change. If you don't believe in the people that you're working with, then you've got no hope at all. You've got absolutely no chance of being able to build a positive relationship with that person, with that individual. If you don't believe in them, that is the starting point to that person's level, regardless where they're at. They could be right in the middle of crisis point. Be below them, don't be on top of them, don't be over them, don't be towering down over these people, because it's scary.
My support network is predominantly social workers, which is shocking considering that a few years ago, I would not have walked foot in here and felt comfortable. I would not have walked in here and felt like I could sit in front of all you people and look you dead in the eye and tell you what happened. Do you know what I mean? But actually, I've come such a long way, and my kids are still not home, and I've still managed to come that way. And that's somebody that I stood in court and was told that I cannot parent adequately, but now I'm supporting care leavers, and now I'm working in care homes, and now I'm supporting parents to go through child protection.
So I choose love, I choose happiness. I don't want to feel angry the rest of my life because of what's happened to me, because the system is set up so badly. It's really difficult to get to that point, and I've had 5 years of intense therapy to get me to that point. I found love, I found true love, and for a good few years I didn't know if that's what it was, or if it was again like someone playing tricks on me, or is this going to end badly again, or and I've overcome so much so that I've been able to find love again, in the sense of when having my son, like I've had another child and I've been able to keep him in my life.
I am a mother of 3 boys. My 2 elder boys were adopted, and I have gone on to have my youngest son Azai, who you just saw a minute ago, with no local authority involvement. Obviously it took a long time, lots of therapy, lots of help, lots of support, and people like Tim and Becca just believing in me and giving me a platform to have my voice heard. But then also I've used that platform to bring all the other parents with me. I've had to travel the hardest, longest journey to get to where I am today. And when my kids got adopted, I was in an awful place because I didn't know who I was anymore. Like what you said earlier, you didn't even know who you was, you don't even know who you are, like, you know. And one thing that has really got me through is, in the back of my mind, constantly, every single day that I wake up, is pushing myself to be the best mother that I can be to my children, regardless if they're with me or not. No string long enough to measure our strength. A room full of courage. We have the courage, the strength, the power to create a change.